How's it going, guys? I've had a lot of questions about how to graph in Excel. So this is how we're going to do it. Okay, so what we're asked to do specifically in the lab is to plot a graph of our average acceleration on our y-axis. So our average acceleration is going to be on our y-axis, and that's what goes in this second column here. Okay, and then versus sine of our angle. Actually, I misspelled sine there. Versus sine of our angle, which is on the x-axis. So our x-axis value goes first, then followed by our y-axis value. In order to insert a chart for this, we want to insert a scatter, an XY scatter plot. So I'm going to highlight my data. I'm going to go to the Insert tab up top if this is the version you're using. If not, you go to the Insert pull down and you insert a scatter plot or a plot. You choose Scatter, and it enters a graph for us to use. So there's a couple of things we need to do here. First of all, this graph is lacking labels. It's lacking labels. So we need to label it. We need to label my units. We need to label what each axis means. And we do that by going to Layout. We'll just title it first. So we're going to say Above Chart. This is going to be our acceleration versus sine of theta. And to insert a theta, we go to Insert, Symbol, and we pick the theta. Look at that, it's already picked. And we close. So now we've got acceleration versus sine of theta, and that's how you'd insert a theta. All right, we're also going to need to label our axes. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's label our axis. Our axis on this is our y value, so this is sine of our angle. Sine of theta again. We insert that, we close, and now we're going to add our vertical axis tile, and this is our acceleration. Okay, there we go. Oops. And we have now done our graph. We've labeled our graph. Of course, I want you to include units here, which is I'm going to leave up to you guys. Then what I want you to do is I want you to insert a trend line. Okay, and you can do that by right-clicking on your data and pull down to Add Trend Line. Or what you can do is you can go up here, you can drag down to Trend Line. And since this is a linear graph, we want to see what makes sense here as far as a line. We're going to add a linear trend line. That's what it's going to look like. And I also want you to display the equation. So in order to do that, I'm going to show you how I got there. You right-click on your trend line or on your data, and you format. And on format, I want you to display your equation on chart. This is what I want you to click, because that shows me my slope and my y-intercept. So we close it. We see our slope and our y-intercept, and then specifically the question says carry out this graph. It says carry out this to sine of 90 degrees. Okay, and 90 degrees is what the ramp would be if the ramp were completely vertical, right? So no longer are we accelerating. We have the free fall acceleration due to gravity. So at sine of 90, which equals 1, we need to plug in, let's say if we plugged in a 1 here, then that would equal 6.2782 minus 0.0044. So what we should see there is we should see that our acceleration is 9.8 meters per second squared. However, we failed to do that. It could be for a number of reasons, okay? Probably bad data to start with, but either way, it's not a big deal. What you need to prove here is that you understand what we're doing. And I believe that is it. So actually what we would do now, we would copy this, and we would open up a new Microsoft Office Word document, or Open Office, whatever you have, and we would paste, and then I would type my answers here. So my answers would be, number 1, whatever they would be. You just answer them. So that's how you do it. Then you'd submit this via Edmodo, and that concludes our broadcast. If you need anything else, make sure you send me a message. Let me know if there's anything I can do for you. Thanks a lot.